Yo, what is good, everyone?
Yo, how's it
We
going?
yeah, we are live. We were working through just a slight technical difficulty there, but we are good to go. Sean, Jesse, how are we this evening?
Wonderful.
GM.
GM for
The
those
end.
Australian people. Um, well, how are we doing? How are we doing, Sean?
I feel good. Feel good. Ready
Awesome,
to
man.
drill some goons, you know?
Good. Well, look, I think the goal for tonight is really to ensure that we give people some background on you, Sean. That we give people insights to the project. That we really just showcase your work, and I think we're excited to have you do a live sketch here to get to know your background. And I think with that, like we can probably just dive in. So how did you come up with the Cryptoon Goonz? Like, give me we can start with the project. We can start with your background. I think you know what, I'll take a step backwards. Where were you? Did you always want to be an artist? Is this something,
Yeah.
you know?
Let's
Tell us a little bit about
start
yourself.
from the beginning. um, so yeah, I mean, I've always been, drawing and into art. When I started, I was, 10 years old, drawing Dragon Ball Z and like cartoons and stuff. Um, always wanting to do that as like a career, but not knowing the best way to do it. And as I, developed as an artist, I realized like tattooing was the best way to like do my own art and make money off of it, and also like make a career out of it and not feel like I'm selling out.
Sure.
Um, and then like, so I've been tattooing the past 10 years, which has been awesome. But after the pandemic, I've just wanted to, you know, um, explore new ways of expressing art and stuff like that. Like I was doing, I was making stuff out of yarn.
Yeah.
I was doing sculptures, just
Cool.
everything I could. Yeah. And then once I got introduced to NFTs by Joel, I was like, yeah, I need to figure this out. And I was working on. I had a few projects I was working on. Last year, I started the Super Zeros, which I didn't know how it worked. I was drawing them one by one, uploading them onto OpenSea, and just hoping someone would buy one. Which a couple people did, but it's not what you want. and
Right.
and actually, if you go on my profile on OpenSea, you can see them still. They're still there. They're all still there. But the more I looked into it and realized like how it worked and with the layers and switching things up, I'm huge into the 1930s like vintage cartoon style.
Yeah.
So I was working on a whole other project of like 3D stupid, like it was called Bootleg Boys, and it was just
Oh.
weird little characters with like shirts on that said like Timmy Hilfiger. Once I thought of like this style and like how I could put different mouths and just make it a whole nother character instead of just like the same character with different hats or like different clothes, I was like, this hasn't been done. This is sick. So I had to just scrap all that and just go all in on the goons, and it's gotten a lot of good feedback so far, so I feel pretty good about it.
Awesome, man.
And that's how we got to where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a process, right?
Yeah.
Sean, take us back to like earlier in your life, like when you were starting to draw. you said maybe around 10 is when you were really first starting to draw, or were you learning earlier than that, or?
Super young. My grandma was like really good at drawing, and I would make her draw like Ninja Turtles and stuff for me, and I started just like tracing stuff and just being like, hey, look at what I drew. And my family didn't believe it, obviously, because I was like super young, and they were like, no way you did that. But yeah, the first time I actually drew something by looking at it was like this little card. It was like a collecting, I don't even know what it was. It was like a NFT before NFTs, but it was like a little Yosemite Sam card. And I just sat there at my kitchen table and I drew it. And then I showed my family, and I was like, check this out. And they were like, yeah, cool. I was like, no, I really drew this. And they didn't believe me. And I was like, all right, maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I'm good enough where people don't believe that I didn't trace it.
It's amazing. I mean, it's so cool that like you were learning by tracing. I mean, it makes so much sense. Like you kind of start, you got to start somewhere, and like
Exactly.
modeling after your grandma's art. That's like really neat.
Yeah, huge influence on my life.
And then, like as you're leaving high school, trying to figure out what to do next, like what was your art journey? I think from there.
So I was trying to, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I thought like, there we go. I thought architecture would be cool because I liked drafting. I liked doing all of that stuff, but I didn't care about buildings, you know? I didn't give a shit about buildings. Everybody else, like in the class, like I remember going, and at the time, like the school I was going to, they were working on renovating everything, and the architecture program was like really big there. And we would like go out and like look at stuff, and we'd all talk about it in the design classes. And all the students would be like asking about the beams and like shit like that. And I was like, I can't even think of a question because I don't care at all about the beams in this building. Like it means nothing to me. And that's what was like, okay, this isn't for me. And once I started getting tattooed when I was like 18, I was like, I need to get into this. And that was like the driving force was like, I'm not going to do the conventional college, normal job that people expect from me. I just need to do what I am happy doing.
So you're speaking of college, did you do any school for art? Did you go to like an art institute or any of that, or was it really just you kind of
mostly me? Once I realized that architecture wasn't the thing, I switched my major just to art, and I wanted to do like digital animation. And I took like a few classes, and there was like drawing classes and all that stuff, but it didn't feel right. And it was all just like leading up to drawing stuff for other people. And I wasn't cool with that. That wasn't like what I wanted, especially like graphic design and stuff like that. It's like ads, and I don't know.
I mean,
you didn't enjoy what you were creating. I mean, not to like, put words in your mouth. But
so many people don't ever have that like level of clarity you had. Like that's like, like a lot of people will just kind of power through and like, it's going to be too much work to go this like other way. I know I did that. I was studied electrical engineering and I actually preferred software. Like software like lit me up. It was like I got so excited by it and I just powered through the electrical engineering stuff because I just couldn't bear to go through the effort to change. And so like that's mad respect for like having that like vision of like what's going to make you happy and just kind of saying fuck it and doing it.
Right. And I was never like good at school or anything like that, so I knew like if I was gonna do something, it would have to be something I cared about, and that's what I applied to everything else in my life after that. Because I mean, obviously, like especially with the Cryptoon Goonz, it's all like a part of me. These are all like features that resonate with me. These are things that I care about, like cartoons, like things that made me grow as a person, or just like I don't know. It's like me putting myself out there and just creating something and hoping people will like it. And so far, they've seemed to like it.
I'm gonna pause and just take a question from chat because I do think it's topical right now. But JMR says or asks, are some of the pieces influenced from your childhood? Which I think you addressed a little bit, but if you want to dig into that,
I will for sure. A lot of it's from childhood stuff, and a lot of it is just from even later than that. But like all the Dragon Ball Z references, like Dragon Ball Z was huge. Like that's how I started.
Yeah.
Really, really getting into drawing. I would just draw all the Dragon Ball Z characters all the time.
I bet your textbooks were just covered in drawings.
Oh, yeah, I had like a whole portfolio of just anime stuff. Anime I didn't even watch. I would just draw because it was just like dope ass art.
Yeah.
But Dragon Ball Z was like the only one that I just really like cared about.
So talk to me about some of the traits. We talked a little bit about a lot of this being referenced from Dragon Ball Z. What are those Dragon Ball Z traits? What other traits? Do you have any favorite traits? Did you get super attached to something? Anything along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, I would think the only Dragon Ball Z traits, I tried a few, but they looked dumb. But the only one that really worked was the Goku hair, which I'm sure everybody noted. Yeah. The ones I really like, I like the Doom mask. That's like my favorite. Obviously, if you see in the Discord, that's my avatar.
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy that one on the OpenSea market for the price, fam. I think 5 ETH floor for those Doom masks, dude.
Yeah, that's why I made them rare. I mean, it's very special.
There's a lot of. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I mean that's so cool. I hadn't really thought about so I've been buying NFTs for the last 6 months to a year, and I've never really thought about what would lead an artist to make something rare. And it's just they truly love it. Like that's like their favorite. Like they have like a really personal connection to it, and so it should be rare. Like that's so cool.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's some of it is like I made it rare because I really love it. Some of the stuff I really like, so I want it to be seen more. So I made it not as rare. So it's like a weird mix, but yeah, definitely the Doom mask was like really special.
So the MF Doom, obviously, there's some woo in there. A lot of hip hop influence. There's other traits. I'll let you touch on those too. But it sounds like, if you're anything like a normal person to some extent, we all put our headphones on when we're trying to get work done. Do you just listen to a lot of hip hop while you're drawing and sketching, or did you grow up with it? Because there's certainly it's referenced all over the project.
Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I listen to. It's when I'm at the shop working and tattooing, that's all I have on is just hip hop. Like over the years, I back in the day, I listened to like a lot of metal and stuff. But
Yeah.
as the years have gone, I've realized that that's what I really just like. Sometimes you listen to music because you think other people think it's cool, and you just want to be cool.
Yeah.
And I realized that is just dumb. Like, listen to what you like. Who cares? I listen to Justin Bieber. Like, I love Justin Bieber. I don't care. Like, when you're out of high school, no one cares.
It is
So
true
true.
because you definitely do feel like when I was growing up, and I'll use growing up loosely because I still don't think I'm an adult, but as I continue to grow up and spent time in high school, I listened to a lot of hardcore, a lot of metal too, right? So you being from the East Coast, I'm sure there was a lot of Gorilla Biscuits or
Oh,
something like that influence, and you kind of just figure out what your style and your taste is as the years go on, and I find myself liking music that I told myself I didn't like, now
Right.
versus 10 years ago, and stuff like that. So just kind of growing up and figuring out who you are through your taste, your art, what really, really resonates with you
Well, it's
is
like
great.
as you grow up, you realize it doesn't matter what other people think of what you like about it, music. It's just like you can like whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. just in my perspective, growing up, I cared a lot about what people thought of my music taste, and
Yeah.
it was like a huge thing. And now it's like I don't even talk to those people anymore because I just did it because I thought they were cool, and thought that music was cool, and it was, but I can like the shit I want to like and not feel bad about it.
Yeah. So we're getting a couple questions here, and I'll filter these a little bit, but a lot of people asking about the next project. I don't want to speak for you, but I think the goal is to focus on this project. But have you
Yeah.
thought about the next project in any way, shape, or form, Jess? Or I mean, Sean?
Yeah, I'm always thinking about the next project.
All right.
I have ideas. I have to figure out how to execute them.
Sure.
But it's gonna be awesome if we sell this out. It's gonna be sick.
This is somebody kind of asked this, but this is actually a question that I have for you, and I'll use this medium to get it out there. Do you plan? You have done some beautiful, beautiful one-of-one pieces on canvas and painting, just like the one behind you, which obviously has some Goon inspiration in it.
Yeah.
Do you foresee yourself maybe going a little bit more like on the rail, so rare or rareable, or and doing more limited small collections, 10 of 10 type things, all one of ones, etc. Have you thought about that, or is
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
That was a goal of mine before I started this. That was like, if you look in the Discord, all of those 3D renderings and stuff, I learned that just to make them as one-off NFTs. But I also realized that it's not the best way to go about it. So it's tough to navigate. Like, I would love to be able to create one-off pieces and just sell them like that, but it's insanely hard, like, to get eyes on it and sell them for what it's worth.
yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of this really happened so quickly too, right?
Yeah,
Where we're still in this whirlwind of just watching people really get their eyes on your current project and on this art, and it's just so amazing to see. This is a good question from the chat too, as you continue to draw there. Do you prefer drawing digitally or with like pencil and paper, pen and paper?
digitally, 100%. As soon as I got the iPad and I like got comfortable with it, it's the only thing I draw on now. I can't remember the last time I drew with pencil and paper.
Even for your clients at the shop, with like tracer paper and anything like that, it's all
everything. If it's a tiny tattoo,
yeah.
I'm still drawing it on here, and I'm printing it out, and it's so much easier for me because I can just like double tap and delete everything, as you're saying now.
Yeah.
It's I can draw 10 times faster, and yeah, it's amazing. I'll probably never draw on paper again.
Well, it'll be fun to see what the metaverse offers in regards to a tattoo shop, right?
Whoa, I never thought about that.
Yeah, man. Look,
digital tattoos.
Yeah, I'm like not even kidding you. Jared White here asking the question of whitelist for getting tattoos of our goons, and Jared's having a good time here, but I also know that there are some very serious people, myself included, who would love to get the little Post Malone tired eyes Malo guy slapped on the inside of my knee or something, just like something real fun.
I'm definitely down for doing some Goonz tattoos, but it's gonna have to be later.
Yeah, because hey, why don't actually you just made that announcement, and I think that this is. I love this because I think that this is one of the greatest things that Web3 and NFTs are doing for artists right now.
Yes.
And it is truly allowing y'all to pursue your passion in a way that was very difficult to do before. I'm going to be very clear, from a monetary standpoint, to put food on the table, to be able to do the things that you want to do, and the NFT space. There's so many cash grabs, so many pump and dump, so much nonsense in this space. But when there are real artists like yourself, I'm going to call out Frankie Nines, just making like really beautiful art and being able to either have a partnership or a collaboration and turn that into a project is just unreal. So that's a big lead up to the announcement that you just made, Sean. Why don't you share with the people about your books?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I closed my books just to focus on this.
To translate that to people who have not spent hundreds of hours in a tattoo shop,
right.
Sean is no longer accepting new appointments. Sean has quit his quote unquote day job, just to translate it and kind of give it to something to relate, so he can focus on art full time, so he can focus on this project, on project number 2 full time.
Yes.
And being able to do the things that he loves and that he's passionate about. And I think, look, you have been talking and sketching, and you have created something right now on my screen that
hold on, Ryan. I think we need to give a proper reaction to that news.
It's
Let's
huge.
Fucking Goon.
Yeah, dude.
Let's fucking Goon. Oh my god, Sean. This is sick.
It truly is. The space is amazing. To be able to let you do something like that and for you to focus on your passion, it's just out of control.
Oh, for sure. Like that's all I ever wanted,
That steadfast belief, I love that.
Yeah.
Just you'll do what you love, and you'll figure it out from there.
As soon as like the whole pandemic and everything changed everything for everybody, obviously, but for me it was like I love tattooing. That was like my passion, and it still is, but I was like, I need to do I can't do this forever. I have to figure out another way to make money, because the last year, I was working half of the year and barely because we were closed, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
No
Well,
one wants.
that, and I'm sure you guys probably had to go to half mast where you could only have a table on every other station, even when you went back to to being open just to meet certain guidelines. So it's such an insane thing that
Yeah.
what the NFT world has allowed you to do. Looks like you're wrapping this one up. I have a great question here from Stone Terror. Shout out Stone Terror, Mr. Reddit man himself. You absolutely love to see it. So Sean, you hand drew every asset that we randomly get, and Sean, go into that a little bit more because it's like it's every. Well, I'll let you answer it.
What's the question? Sorry.
Did you hand draw everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Every asset, every goon, every trait, everything about these have been 100% hand drawn. When we initially were talking, Sean, you had mentioned something about maybe 100 plus days of just like not even from like inception of idea, but from like actually maybe like kind of like 10 to 20% of the project you kind of just started to figure out, and then 100 days later you felt good about it enough to it was in a place that you wanted it to be. Am I right stating that it was literally 3+ months?
Oh yeah, it was definitely not a short period of time.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how long, but it was months. Because this is my first project and I wanted it to be good. I put all the time and effort into it that I thought it deserved, and which is why everybody like being so excited about it, the artwork and just all of that has been so overwhelming because so much time has been put into it, and people can see the quality. It's not just like some shit thrown together to sell NFTs just to make money. It's
right.
This is a passion project. This is my life in NFT form.
Yeah, man. Great. Another great question from Brian King here. Just kind of insights into your life and your work about tattooing. BK Godmod, shout out Godmod Brian King here. As a tattoo artist, do you only work with pieces you want to tattoo? For example, many artists I want a piece from, it's here are the things I want to tattoo, and do you accept or not? So he's kind of just asking, do you tattoo things you only want to tattoo, or will you just slap it on anyone's arm?
No, I'm not an asshole. So, I anyone that wants to get tattooed by me, I appreciate that, and I will do whatever idea they have. I'll just make it good. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that does that, because you can get to a point where you can say that's all I'm comfortable.
You accept the work
right
that you
now.
want, right?
Yeah, and that's it's not a bad thing. I mean, people are going to take that the wrong way sometimes, but I was always just like, I want people to have cool tattoos no matter what it is.
So speaking of tattoos, I think some people have been asking in the chat, like, Sean, do you have a favorite tattoo, or like just tattoos that you like in general?
On myself or just
That you may yeah, on yourself, or that you've drawn on other people, like anything.
I tried. That's the whole thing with me. I don't have favorites of anything. I don't know. I feel like it's weird too. I'm always thinking about the future, and like I don't look at something that I've done and like that's my favorite thing. I'm like, what can I do to make a good tattoo later or make something better? So as far as like stuff I've done, I don't have a favorite I don't have a favorite tattoo. If I do it, I like it, you know.
Right.
As far as on myself, you know, there's a few artists I really like that just having tattoos by them is awesome to me. But you know, it's a whole nother story.
No,
Go ahead, Jesse.
it makes sense. I've heard like I asked people like, oh, or I've asked like the barber like, oh, do you have a favorite haircut to cut, or like do you count how many cuts you do? And they're like, no, like because the next one has got to be the best one, you know?
Exactly.
And that makes a lot of sense in many ways.
I know a lot of people have traveled, you know, across the states. I don't necessarily know about the world, but a lot of people traveled to get tattooed by you. Have you made it a point to go get tattooed by, you know, one of your favorite artists, maybe in Dallas or in LA or, you know, somewhere out of state?
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone to New York City a lot, but that's pretty close to me now. But
Yeah.
I actually just went to Paris a couple years ago to get tattooed by one of my favorite artists.
Awesome.
It was so weird but amazing. Paris, like their ideas about tattoos are just like the way they do stuff is so much different. Like I went to tip her because she was amazing, and I knew they didn't expect tips there, but I was like, I'm not gonna not tip her as much as I would anyone else because that doesn't seem right to me. So I tipped her, and she was like, "You gave me too much money," and I was like, "No, this is." She was like, "This is like tips," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "You're so American." I can take it back if you want.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But yeah, it's so different, but it's so just great just to get that perspective on anything you care about, you know.
Another great question from Stone here. Sean, will you do one-off NFTs that get the owner access to owning the physical counterpart, like your piece behind you?
I haven't thought about that.
Comment.
I haven't thought about it. It's not a bad idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think what Sean is saying is we're very open to adjusting roadmap to taking feedback from our community. A lot of what we've done so far has been because y'all have been so wonderful, so positive. I've spent a lot of time in that Discord. I don't think I've seen anything toxic. And the community's been great. So Stone, when you say things like this, it does get our wheels turning. We do dev meetings 2, sometimes 3 times a day, at least once a day for an hour or so long. And we go over all of these things, let alone the constant chats that we have, taking feedback from you guys over and over and over again and reiterating. So keep these questions coming, because this project is all about you guys and all about the art, straight up. So we love this stuff. Another great question. I lost it. Never mind. I can't find it. I lied. Okay. Here's one from Ghost Dog. What has been the most surprising thing about the Goonz community so far? Did you envision this kind of response? It really is special.
It's very special. I think the most surprising thing to me is just the fact that it exists. And like Joel and I started it, we had no expectations, zero expectations. We just wanted to put some cool shit out there. That wasn't seen much in the NFT world. I feel like most people can agree that it's pretty unique. Even though the artwork isn't as much, but Just
Well, it is. The artwork is very unique too, to be clear. There's a lot of inspiration behind it.
Yeah.
But it definitely is. And yes, to reiterate, what you have created from a PFP standpoint or this specific project, I think is very unique in this space. And
yes.
it's in all honesty, then it sounds like I'm tooting our own horn as a team here, but it's something that the space needed. It needed something fresh. It needed something original. It needed a project and art from somebody who didn't give a shit about a cash grab or some laser-eyed robot. You know what I'm saying? Not like don't get me wrong. Like I think there's some cool laser eye stuff out there, but it's like when every other project is just a laser-eyed, pizza-faced, whatever. Like, well, shout out. I think there's a couple pizza face traits out there, but they're done well. You got like pepperonis as the eyes. It's not like yeah, like it's insane. And it is already minted. Another 10th floor. Easy game, boys.
Well, yeah, I mean that's sorry. Good.
No, you can finish, Sean.
I was gonna say that's 100% why I created this in the first place. Is once I started like from an artist standpoint, looking at NFTs, because I have a lot of friends that are tattooers, just artists in general, and talking about NFTs to them, they're like, what is this shit? They're like, they look down on it, they don't understand it. And I get that, but like it's because the artwork isn't, no one can understand as an artist selling your artwork. You can't understand why like a Bored Ape would sell for $1 million, because like why is it's just kind of basic artwork,
Sure, yeah, and I think for a lot of people, like there's so much utility behind some of those projects and ownership and obviously
exactly.
the market does things. Yeah,
so much more to it that artists don't understand because they're not in the space. It's not just the artwork that makes it worth money.
Definitely. Sean, I wanted to ask you a follow-up question. You said the most surprising part is that it exists. Like, talk to me about like that night or those days when you thought it was just gonna never happen. Like talk me through those days and how you were feeling and like kind of maybe what you did to get out of those kind of.
I mean, honestly, it didn't last too long. Like surprisingly, Joel and I started this, and we were like, we didn't even know how Discord worked. We just know it was necessary. So we started the Discord and just like took out some Instagram ads. And we were like, well, let's see what happens. We had no idea.
But like going further back, I'm saying like when you had like we're building like, I don't know, you're just going through all the art, building the website, like there had to have been like
at that time, like I'm looking back now and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like knowing how much work goes into it, I was like, what? How did I think I could do this alone? Just like me and Joel crushing this. But I knew I had something good and I had to put it out there no matter what. It just had to be seen. And
coming on to this project only a week ago, I could just tell the tenacity that you had, like the fact that there was a minting contract, a website, everything, and then like 3 months worth of drawing, like you just, there was so much done. And like for someone who's an artist who just doesn't know those things, it doesn't seem like it phased you. You just said, I have to do this. Like this is like
exactly,
I have to make this see the light of day.
Yeah, Sean, had you ever built a website before?
No.
And you go to cryptoongoonz.com and there it is. So,
it was good.
It is one of the things that drew me in. I said it was just out of control. I said, I love this. Everything about this project. So yeah, just wanted to call that out. If you are passionate about something, you will figure it out.
Exactly. I've never built a website. I've never even thought about I didn't think I would even be able to make a smart contract, and somehow I did it, and I was just like, all right, this is happening. It cost me a bunch of money too, and I was like, I don't know, it just something was like driving me to just take it to as far as I could go, and yeah, it's been good.
Well, clearly it wasn't architecture because you would have quit that
Yeah.
a lot sooner.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I like doing things I want to do. Like I clearly care about this project. It's it's my first one. It's everything I care about in one collection. So when people in Discord and they love the properties and everything, and they when they see and call out specific properties, it means so much to me. Like I love it because every little thing is a reference to something. There's nothing in here that's just like something I threw in there. It's all meaningful.
There's a good one here from Jack, or excuse me, from Jazz Hackett. It says, "Are you able to draw in all states of mind?" Are you able to draw in all states of mind?
A New York state of mind?
Yeah, New York state of mind. That faded state of mind. Any state of mind, Sean. I think that's what Jazz is getting at there.
All right, that's fair. I haven't tried to draw in all states of mind, so I don't know.
Got a couple to experiment with.
I can only assume because it's so natural to me that I can do it no matter what. But let's find out.
Love it. Next live stream, Sean eats a bag of mushrooms and draws.
That'll get weird for sure.
It's so good. So wonderful. I'm gonna let you keep drawing here. Chat, I'm gonna cut off the giveaway. So we did not announce this. This wasn't something that we did to hype up this stream. I just thought it would be something great for all of the community members here, for people who are just coming in from Twitter, for anyone, whether you are a holder or not. We just want to get Sean's work in as many hands as possible. So while Sean continues to draw, I'm going to go sweep the OpenSea floor, and we're going to give away the couple of the goons. The crazy thing is, there's only a few out there at a very low floor price. So we love to see it. Nice, healthy marketplace here. Look at that. Gas isn't too brutal. So we'll go ahead and confirm some of these transactions. And what I'll do is right now, 8:47, I'm going to lock the forum that I did. I'm going to export it to a Excel sheet right now. I gave you guys a cutoff time about 5 minutes ago. I'm going to drop all of those addresses in a randomizer wheel while Sean continues to. Okay, come on, guys. Seriously, y'all got to be better than this.
What?
Nothing. This one address in here. Like, you didn't think I was just gonna look for dupes and I was just gonna let you put 100 something of your address in here? Come on now, fam. Come on.
I mean, Ryan, they are, little mischievous.
Little mischievous goons. You know what? I bet you it's CT, dude. I guarantee you that CT's adding.
Trust these goons, they're always up to something naughty.
Always gooning around.
All right, so it is officially cut off. You are now all officially cut off from entering in your wallet address. Timestamp 204837. Oof, whoever just put that one in, I'm sorry, man. I called it. I cut it off. Actually, yeah, you're cut off. Randomizer wheel. And I can keep doing this, Jesse, if you have any other questions or if you're seeing the chat as well or want to bring anything up.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the chat. I do want to like reiterate what you said there, Ryan. I love this idea for this giveaway that you came up with. Like, we want to reward our earliest supporters, right? And like, this is our first ever live stream. Like, I can't even see how many people here, but like, y'all are freaking amazing for coming out, supporting us, and like believing in us. You know, there's so many reasons to in the NFT space to kind of say, I don't know. And you all have just steadfast belief in us. And so what a great idea, Ryan, to just reward those people who are here, who are the first.
Yeah, look, I think this is I don't necessarily want to say a difficult space, but it's certainly a space that has a little bit of a difficult entry barrier. There's a little bit of a barrier there as you're trying to get into it, especially when you see people. I can't tell you how many collab land bot scams that I've seen, in the feed the last couple of days, and there's just a lot of unkind, genuinely unkind people out there just trying to take advantage. So if there's anything that we can do as a community to just try and help give back, we as a community, I'm going to toot our own horn again. There were 2 people who got scammed from a collab land bot, not in our Discord, in other Discords. And so we gave Goons to those people too. And we went to the OpenSea floor, or we gave Goons out of our own collection. And it's just, we really want to create a community that truly, truly looks out for one another, and is truly art and community first. And I think that's really what we're trying to build here. And I am rambling so I can kill time for this wheel spin. So Sean, I'm going to let you keep drawing there. I'm going to share my screen just so y'all can see this randomizer wheel and a good old floor sweep. I'm gonna laugh so hard if people just lowered the price of their Goons live on stream, so I'd sweep them.
No, that.
no, they did not. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here, so I'm gonna take you
Bye,
down,
little Goon.
Sean.
Rude. I'm pretty much done.
All right, you guys see my screen there, okay?
Yeah, we can see it.
Great.
The
All right,
dress
sweet.
is a little blurry, but we can see it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Click wheel. So we'll spin the first one. I think there were 2 on the OpenSea floor that we were going to get. So we're going to give away 2 of them here. Ooh, it slow rolls into the red. I don't know who that blue addy there was, but slow rolled into the red. So let me grab this one. And we'll remove it, take it out of the pool, and we'll grab another one. And for those watching, we should have this in your wallets. Ooh, Antone.eth, very close there. Thank you for having an ENS. We love to see it. Absolutely love to see the ENS there. So congratulations to whoever this is. And those are the 2 Goons. I will go back here and sweep this guy as well. We'll buy this one, and we'll get those transactions going. The good old Ethereum network is taking its sweet time right now. So, but yeah, I think we'll grab those 2 Goons off the floor there. We'll give those to the winners. They should be in your wallets here within the next 30 minutes or so. But Sean, been an absolute pleasure to let you tell your story to our community, to people who are not in our community, who just joined through our Twitter links to come check out the project. It's been absolutely amazing. I'll stop talking and I'll let you take it away, Sean, if there's any parting words that you have for our family.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very overwhelmed with the support that we have, and I'm thankful for everybody in Discord, everybody supporting us. It's been amazing. We're gonna have a lot more cool stuff in the future, so let's just pump these goons up, and hopefully we can all grow together and make some cool stuff.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, let's go, right? We are gonna make it, is this saying. So once again, everyone, thank you so much. Jesse, thanks for joining us. Sean, thank you again for all the insights, for sharing the stories. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one. And thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Peace.